Good morning, Stephen. I am so excited to get to talk to you again. We talked before the event about your story and what you were looking for from the event. Now that the event is over and you're back home, tell me, what was it like? What was the experience?
Wow, first of all, good morning. It's another awesome, outstanding day. So every day since Day with Destiny has been that way. It's been quite a ride and a journey. I haven't stopped smiling, which is really awesome. um, and it's hard to put into words. You know, we have a lot of accountability buddies and friends that we made over that long week. And I've been speaking with a bunch of them, and we're all kind of in the same place. You know, we're just in a fantastic place. You know, life is, it's like we're high on life. And everybody has a hard time putting it into words. You know, it is definitely an experience to go through a Tony event. And this one even more so than his other events, which I have, as I mentioned in my pre-Dig with Destiny interview. I've been to a number of his events. This was just unbelievable breakthroughs, and you know, realizing things, and just a whole new way to look at life going forward, and even, you know, life in the past.
Awesome. Yeah, I could not agree more. So, what would you say was one of your biggest takeaways from the event?
Oh my God. I think probably the biggest takeaway would be a couple of things. To kind of sum it up, I think in one takeaway would be the poster that we made, which was not only a mental but a physical takeaway. And the great thing about the poster was that it kind of summarized almost the whole week. Um, Specifically in my case, I have been to obviously a number of events, and I am a coach, and I help other people to realize what their why is and what their purpose is and what their question is. And I have never really been able to find that out for myself. And now I do. Now I pretty much know my question, and I know my whys, and more importantly, my values. And I think more importantly than the values is the rules that govern those values. Both the towards values and the way values. And if you've never been to Destiny, you probably have no idea what the hell I'm talking about. Because I didn't even know it. I didn't know what they were before. And if you asked me, I would have been like, "What are you talking about?" But what a eye-opening, incredible experience to be able to see the rules of the game of life and how it controls everything you do and say and think about and focus on. And when you look at it from that perspective and you have the power to change it, it's just, you know, it's astronomical. It's amazing.
Yeah, no, I could not agree more. Figuring out those rules was such a huge breakthrough for me. It's
Yeah.
it's amazing if you know what you're looking for, you can actually find it.
Yeah, right. It's so true. It's kind of like he gives that ridiculous example that, you know, nobody would ever do, but it makes perfect sense. You know, the guy loses the keys inside his house with the lights out, trying to find his keys, and he can't find them. But he sees out the window there's a light in the street, so he goes out where he can see, and he starts looking for the keys outside. You know, what the hell? He knows he left them in the house, but now he's looking outside in the light. You know, you got to find out. You got to look where, you know. You got to know what you're looking for and where you're looking, and you need to not only know where you're going, but more importantly, know where you're honestly starting from. And what a difference it makes! What a difference!
That is so true. So, being to this Tony event, and you've gone to many other Tony events, what would you say to someone who's never been and they're hearing that this could be 15 hours a day? How would you respond to someone like that?
Well, I would probably have to say, and I won't do it again, but if you listen to my first interview, about my transformation, if you want to call it that, from the first day where I couldn't wait to get the hell out of there and wanted to go home, to to halfway through the second day where I just completely changed my attitude. Um, it's that complete immersion. It's that total. He uses the example of, if you want to learn Spanish, you could take a half-hour class once a week for 52 weeks, and at the end of the year, you'll be able to, say a couple of words and maybe make some sense with some sentences, but you're certainly not going to be fluent. You know, that's a total of 26 hours. If it's a half hour a week for 52 weeks, spend that same 26 or 48 hours, drop yourself in the middle of Mexico on a Friday night and don't come home until Monday morning. And, you're going to either be starving and, going to the bathroom in your pants, or you're going to learn how to speak and ask where's the food and where's the bathroom, and you'll figure out the language, So total immersion is just incredible. And I think when he wears you down, one of the biggest things, when your body is just so overtired and overexhausted, you start to, you let all your guards down.
Right.
Everything else that you're typically thinking of, my day is full with my mind just racing a million miles a minute, and I've got 100 different things going on, thinking about, even right now, what am I going to do when we get off this interview? Do I need to, pay my bills? Do I need to, go take care of my rental house? Do I got to try to find new clients? Where's my kids? There's a million things going on in your mind. When you're so overtired and he's got you just, cranking at 110%, there's nothing else there. The only thing, you're just completely immersed and surrounded by all of his knowledge and his learnings and his teachings and whatnot, and it just all soaks in. It's just, there's nothing getting in the way to block anything, and you just learn so much more. It's a job. It's a process. It's just like going to the gym. It would be. I'm still trying to figure out the way where I can hire a trainer, and he works out every day, and I get better looking. That would be so awesome. I think I could sell memberships to that gym all day long. I'd be a multi-millionaire. But the fact is, if you want to get better, you need to put the work in. So if you want to make a major breakthrough in your life, if you want to, bring your life to the next level, you want to step up and just have that extraordinary quality of life, you need to, bite the bullet and invest 60, 70 hours in a week, spend 15 hours a day, kick your butt, and make it happen. And it'll be a hell of a lot more fun than you think. And at the end of it, you will not regret one drop of the past 6 or 7 days.
Yeah, I could not agree more. I've been talking to other people in my network, friends who are curious, what was the event like? And when they hear the price tag, they're blown away, and they say some version of, wow, that's way too expensive. I could never afford that. I would never pay that. What would you say when it comes to the cost of going to the event?
Well, I would again, when you think about what we spend money on in other cases, whether it's cigarettes or coffee, or going to school, or going to a training class, or buying a book. I'm just trying to think now. I never actually broke it down because I just know the value is just there. I don't know. I don't even remember what the regular cost of the event is. I know that as a special, as Date with Destiny attendees, we can bring people back. If you didn't see that email for $4,000, $39.95, we can buy tickets for at this point, so we can share those with other people as well. If you take that $39.95 divided by 52, that is $76 a week. If you divide that by 7, you're talking about $10 a day. You know, so for $10 a day, which again, you're smoking a pack of cigarettes a day. Cigarettes in New York are running $14, $15 a pack. You know, and this will certainly get you to quit smoking. You know, if you're looking from, you know, you want to lose weight. You know, I mean, God knows what you're spending, you know, to join the gym that you probably don't work out at, or what you're spending on Nutrisystem or Weight Watchers or anything else, or just going to a seminar. You know, I mean, think about it. You know, I mean, in my past, I have, you know, gone to sales training seminars or a real estate seminar, you know, where maybe it's $300 or $400, and it's a 2 or 3 hour seminar. Yeah. You know, you spend $400 for a 3 hour seminar. I mean, I just did a thing for my whole sales team last year where it was $595, and it was a 10 to 4 day. And it was just strictly about sales, you know, and we learned a couple of good things. There was some value to it, you know, increased the numbers that everybody was producing, but it certainly didn't change anybody's life. Right. You know, you take, you know, 6 of those seminars at $600 a pop, that's $3,600, yeah. You know, and you're not going to get, you know, 1/10 of the content and the quality of the information that we got from Date with Destiny. I mean, it really, I'm just looking at the book right now, and it says revitalize, transform, energize, renew. I mean, that's, you know, I mean, it's just, you can't, there's no words. Yeah. There's really no words to describe it. It's just, it's that incredible.
Yeah. I could not agree more. I feel like, so like I went to college and spent probably $100,000, $120,000 getting through college for 4 years. In the week spending, so for me, it was $5,000 because I got the Life University. Life University is what it's called, package. For $5,000.
Mastery University.
Mastery University, yeah.
Right.
Names, who cares?
Yeah, right. Right. Yeah, that was the deciding factor for me to actually sign up. You know, the first couple of times I went to UPW, again, you know my whole story. It made sense to me. You know, I mean, I wanted to go. They sounded exciting. It was, you know, the next level. It's, you know, UPW is Tony 101. You know, then you know, business mastery and life and wealth mastery and Date with Destiny and all these other things. You know, that's like Tony. You know, not even 2.0, but you know, 3.0, 4.0, and all the way up. But my first reaction was, holy shit, $20,000. $15,000 for the whole package. You know, that's a lot of freaking money. Yeah. And then, you know, you think about it, and like you just said, I mean, I went to Pooch University back in the 80s. I don't want to give out my age, but there it is. You know, I'm 52 now, so I went to Pace University back in from 84 to 88, and I probably spent, you know, $60,000 on my education, and without a doubt, I have learned 10 times the amount of useful information through Mastery University and Business Mastery than I ever learned at Pace. And again, if you look at what credit costs today, I mean, you take a 3-credit class, you know, and it can cost you, you know, $5,000, you know, for the semester. You know, if you're taking 4 or 5 classes, a semester is $20,000, $25,000, and that's cheap.
Right.
You know, my son's a junior in high school, and I'm looking at colleges, and they're looking at 40 and 50 grand. It's just, I'm like, holy shit. I mean, that's crazy. That's crazy, and, and what do you get? I mean, if you take a 3-credit class, you're typically going for 3 hours a week. A credit is typically equal to an hour a week. So, you're talking about a 12-week semester, 12 times 3, 36 hours for $5,000. That same $5,000 gets you into Date with Destiny for 70 hours instead of 35, 36.
Yeah.
And can you compare?
Not even close.
It's not even, it's not even apples and apples,
Yeah.
I mean, it's like a friggin', it's like a pumpkin and a grape,
It's so true. And that one class, you might remember the name of the class you took. What I learned.
It's funny. It's funny that you say that, because exactly as I was speaking, I was trying to think of a class that I took and I could compare it to, and I couldn't think of a name. I could not think of the name of a class, other than, the basics, history, marketing, and I cannot even remember a class name, let alone what I learned in it. I mean, I do remember a couple of classes. I took scuba diving, I took wine tasting, and I took guitar lessons. Those are the 3 classes that I can remember well.
Oh my gosh, I love it. That is awesome. All right, so my last question for you, Steve. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1 is, oh my God, what a waste of time and money. 10 is best investment I've ever made as far as time and money goes. How would you rate going to Date with Destiny?
Without a doubt, it's got to be, a 9 or a 10 as far as best investment I've ever made. I mean, there's a few other investments that I've made that have certainly been, life-changing and whatnot, but it certainly is up there and competes and compares to any one of them. I love my hot tub. I mean, that's the most amazing thing I think I ever bought. But again, I mean, I can't think of anything really that is as life changing as this. And it's an ongoing thing too. I mean, I can't wait to go back as a crew member. Yeah. And pick up stuff I didn't get the first time. Yeah. It's just an incredible process.
That's awesome. Well, Steve, thank you so much for sharing your experience, your takeaways, helping talk about some of these questions for us. Really appreciate that. If I can help you in any way, reach out to me.
Yeah, definitely stay in touch. Like I said, I'm trying to stay in touch with as many people as possible from Date with Destiny, because if you haven't experienced it, it's hard to relate to other people. I have one friend, Stacy, that I met there, who's an incredible person, and we've been talking almost every day since. And she spent 4 hours on the phone last night with one of her friends, and still couldn't really get the point across. I said, "What the heck is it all about?" And she's finding that problem with everybody who she talks to. It's just like, what do I do? How do I explain it? So it is it's just an incredible process.
Yes, it is. Well, again, thank you so much, Stephen. Really appreciate it.